The journey was not easy. The journey was very, very hard. I had a lot of rejection because, first of all, the area was Kilimanjaro, very aggressive for men-dominated area. Some days you feel like, I'm not going to go through this thing.
As the founder and CEO of Zara Tanzania Adventure, Zainab Ansel has spent 4 decades building a tourism empire from the southern foothill of Mount Kilimanjaro.
It's not only doing a business, it's something to help the community, to support them, and to be able to see what I'm making the changes on the community. When you have your dream, you need to try to follow your dream and to be able to continue and to struggle and to go through it.
Welcome to GSTV, the home of community impact stories, where we grow, we inspire, and we make impact one step at a time. All right. So our next guest today is a true titan of the tourism industry, whose name is synonym with excellence, safety, and social impact in East Africa. As the founder and CEO of Zara Tanzania Adventure, Zainab Ansel has spent 4 decades building a tourism empire from the southern foothill of Mount Kilimanjaro. We are meeting her at a truly historical moment of her life. This year, her company was named the best Mount Kilimanjaro operator of the year, and then at the prestigious Serengeti Award. Now, she is above all also a philanthropist, and she also help a lot of charity organization and does a lot of humanitarian in the world, right? Beyond the trophy, she's a fierce advocate for social justice. Through Zara Charity, she has transformed thousands of lives, directly employing 1,400 people, providing health insurance to more than 1,200 porters, and championing the right of Maasai women in the northern of Tanzania. Now, guys, please join me today to welcome an amazing woman whose life is very fascinating, and we can't wait to have a conversation with her. But before we embark on this conversation, we want to ask you guys a favor. If you like what we're doing today, please, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned with us as we are having this amazing chat with Zainab. Welcome to GSTV today, Zainab, and I hope you're doing well.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I'm honored and I'm happy to be with you here today.
Right. So, Zainab, before we go into the conversation, it's such an amazing. When I read your profile, we have a common friend who believes that you are a good candidate for the GSTV, because the GSTV is about community impact, it's about changing life, and it's also about inspiration. And your life and your journey so far is very inspiring, right? So now, before we go into that, I just want to know, who is this beautiful woman who is changing life in Tanzania? Tell us a little bit about yourself, right?
Yeah, my name is Zainab Ansel. I'm born in Tanzania, and we are a family of 12. I have a lot of siblings, and my father was a transporter. And later on in life, we left from a village of Kilimanjaro. Now we live in Moshi, and my father tried to educate us as much as possible. And then from there, I started working with Air Tanzania from 1980s until 1986. I was working there as a sales and reservation person on airline tickets. But my dream was to open something on my own. So after a while, I opened up a company called Zara Tanzania Adventures, and I was selling airline ticket, but it was very hard because I was in Kilimanjaro region, which was very difficult for a woman to do business there. So it was really a big struggle for me. It took me a year to be able to get International Air Transport Association, because all the airlines said you can sell, but we can't pay you anything until we see you can be able to do it. So it was a lot of struggle for a year. I managed to, after a year, I managed to get the International Air Transport Association. So all the airlines agreed to work with me. That was the best day of my life. Once I got that,
Wow.
the KLM, Lufthansa, Air France, all the airlines I started selling the airline ticket for a couple of years. And then after that, the airline business went a little bit down. But my dream was to be able to sell Mount Kilimanjaro So I sat
Oh,
down one
wow.
day with my husband. I said, "Hey, what about selling Kilimanjaro?" And he said, "Yeah, if you want to do that, you can do that." But I
Mm,
started going looking for porters, looking for guides, and then at that time, in those old days, 1986, there was no online things. It was all a word of mouth. So I used to go to bus station,
mm,
look for clients. People come, we send them on the mountain. I say, "Hey, when you go home, tell friends and family about us." So that's how it all came with Zara. So we start selling Kilimanjaro. People are coming, climbing Kili, and then after a while, we started safaris as well, and then after a while, we open our own properties. So now, after 40 years, Zara has about 100 cars, and we have about a team, about total team is about 2,000. And we do have about 9 properties for in the Ngorongoro, Serengeti, Lake Manyara in the national
mm.
park. So when you come to Zara, it's a one-stop shop. You're there, we
Wow.
take care of everything. And at the airport, we have an office as well. So it's not easy. It's something which is I had to go through a lot of hurdles and everything. But the only thing I would say, I'm very, very pleased and I'm very, very happy. I managed to change people's
Mm.
life. People, I'm like a mother to all my team. So I'm there, we work together. If there's an issue, we sit down, we sort it out, and then we go from there. So that's how it is with Zara.
Wow. And that's very impressive, Zainab, because you started this industry at a time where it was male dominated. I'm sure
Yeah.
those days it wasn't women weren't doing that. So how did you navigate, especially being in Africa, where we are
Yeah.
very much patriarchal and more male dominated in various environments? So how did you manage the struggle? How was it like when someone hear you talking? They're thinking it's easy.
Mm.
It's easy, but I believe that you had some few no's, some few rejection. So how was it
Yeah.
like when you started?
Yeah. I had a lot of rejection because, first of all, the area was Kilimanjaro, very aggressive for men dominated area. So everywhere I go, I want
Mm,
to get a license. I used to be blocked. I want to get any kind of documentation. Even when I was selling, everybody say, "Hey," which is for me to get through that, I had to go through a lot of channel, a lot of rejection. So it took me just to get the license, took me like a couple of months just to get a
okay.
license. And at the same time, on a business, when I was doing the business as well, a lot of rejection as well. People found it, why? How can she be there? You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And how did you navigate those no's? What was your method of negotiation? Were you coming aggressively or did you seek for support? Because the reason why I'm asking that is that I was very fascinated when I read your profile. I was like, wow. And I know what it's like. I was I'm born and bred in Africa before I came to Europe. And it's
Yeah.
not something that is given for women.
Yeah. I had to use a lot of connection, a lot of friends and family
Mm,
to go through them so they could talk to another person. So the chain was very long.
okay.
But eventually, the family and friends managed to help me. I managed to get the licenses and then I managed to start the business.
Okay, that's brilliant. And so, one of the things that you have been able to do also is to have you have like a higher level of staff. Apart from the award, you're building like you
Mm.
pay a lot of taxes. So 1,400 employees, that's quite big, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you
Yeah. Yeah.
navigate keeping your staff on point and engage to make you and the company success? Tell us a little bit about the way you navigate those relationship with your staff in that environment.
Uh, all my life, as I said before, I was working with Air Tanzania.
Mm,
And when I started, I promised myself, when I start my own company, I'm gonna be good to my
yeah.
team and be able to train them and be able to work with them. So the way I work with all my team, it was like a mother and kids.
Oh,
That's what helped me a lot. What
yeah.
give me all the success.
Yeah.
Instead of acting as a boss, let's work this together. Let's do this. If somebody doesn't understand, we give them a training and then we learn. So it's been very good because all guides we did training on a low season, and the team for the restaurants and the hotel we did a lot of training
Mm,
and a lot of to explain to people. Most of them they are not high educated, but we managed to train them. They could be good leaders, good workers,
mm.
and to be able to work as a mama in the family.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you, as a woman, I suspect you have children and a family. Obviously, you mentioned your husband earlier, but you probably raised children as well at the same time, right? So, how did you navigate,
Yeah.
like, Allah? the not being burnt out, like just the burning out of too much work and navigating the family life and the business and everything? What are the tips that you learned through the way that you can share with our listeners?
Yeah, I have two children. It was very hard.
Mm,
We are helping each other, me and my husband, but it was to be able to balance it up was really hard. But I managed it because what I used to do every day, I get up at 5 in the morning, do my prayers, and then I go to the gym for 1 hour, and then I come back, get going. So that way I could be able to work it out to what time I'll be home, what time I'll be able to take care of the kids,
mm,
what time I'll be able to manage my work on a daily basis.
yeah.
And sometimes I even used to work at home at the same time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And
Yeah.
how do you hope to see other women's, like after 40 years, what are the things that you would tell someone of who's younger who want to start out? What are the things that you hope to see other women, like the learning experience, the mistakes you made, the things that tell me a little bit more about that journey in terms of the things that you learned that a young person who want to start up, not just even in the tourism industry, but anything, any form of business in that environment. What can she learn from you?
First of all, I've been a mentor for a lot of girls.
Okay.
A lot of them, they've been coming to me. I've been explaining to them. I've been training them. So a lot of them inspire me. They come to me, and then when they succeed, they come back. Hey, Mama, we managed to do it. How did you? They get excited about it.
Mm,
The question is, I thought on the struggle, what I've gone through, I always share my thoughts, share my experience with the younger girls,
mm,
younger boys, all of them, and everybody. I always give a chance. I said,
yeah.
hey, come and do some training with me for a week or a month, and then you go and do your thing. And even so, a lot of them, they've gone through me, and today they're successful. And they come to me, they tell me, Mama, we managed, we did it, we follow what you told us. So that one gives me a lot of pleasure when
Okay.
it comes to that.
Yeah. So you're like a
Yeah.
mentor, but
Yeah.
basically you provide mentoring and everything. But is there specific skills, things that you learn about being a mentor and a leader as a woman?
I would say on my side is to be able to, first of all, to be patient,
Okay.
and first of all, don't give up.
Okay.
And the third thing is to be able to go through whatever it is and say, hey, whatever happens, I will go through that wall. Just to say
Mm,
it's like a brick wall, I'm going to go through that wall. So that's my motto. Every day I tell people
yeah.
that.
So you're asking them to be resilient in spite of navigating the
Yeah.
challenges that can be, right? Now,
Yeah.
especially in the world where
Yeah.
women are not always at the top of things. Like it's not that things are changing, but we know,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a very hard set of questions prepared. All right. But the more I'm looking at the conversation, the more I feel like talking to a mother right now. You know, the way you come to this podcast and you have all these big questions and all that. But I'm so fascinated
Yeah.
so far what you say to me about your mentorship. So walk me through a little bit about what is it like to run a business in Africa, and also I'm more interested for you to tell me. I want to find, like, when people hear you, they see you like, when I read, for example, your profile, I see you like, wow, a superhuman, right? And there are
Mm.
things that you probably can share with us in, I don't want to go through your personal life, but things that can help us to understand that, okay, there was some struggle there and there's some good things as well, but this is what I go. So can you share a little bit of that, those insight about the journey?
The journey was not easy. The journey was very hard.
Mm,
And especially some days you feel like, I'm not going to go through this thing.
mm,
How can I go through it? But I'm a person who believes in God, and I always sit down and do my prayers and say, God, help me to go through this thing. But I'm always very, what do you call, a very strong person to be able to say, I don't want to give up.
okay.
My whole thing was to able not to let down my father. I always have I used to hire him up a lot and say, I'm not going to let him down. I want to show him that I can do this. So
Yeah.
it was not an easy journey, but I managed to go through it. And even now, there's a lot of ups and downs on everything when you any kind of business you do. But now I've experienced and I know what to do and what's happening. So when there is an issue, we always sit down and sort it out with the team.
Yeah.
And the most important thing, what made me more happy, is to be able to open Zara charity, and that
Yeah.
one gave me more to say it's not only doing a business, it's something to help the community, to support them, and to be able to see what making the changes on the community.
Yeah. Now, before we go into Zara charity, actually, I want to bring that's a big subject of conversation. Tell me a little bit more about the business itself in terms of, so when we talk about Zara Tanzania Adventure, what service do you offer? How, so someone that wants to come to Tanzania, so what do I expect from you, from your business?
Okay, first of all, we sell Mount Kilimanjaro.
Okay.
We are number one tours on Kilimanjaro. We send about 3 to 4,000 people a year.
Wow.
All is about it is all personal service. What we do, we have our own hotel called Springlands Hotel. So it's like a stopover. People stay there with us. We do the briefing. We have our own pool. We have our own rental gear. So people like they have everything in one place. So people feel safe. They can be able to
Yeah.
enjoy and do a celebration. The second service we do is safari. We send people on safari, which is Gorongoro, Lake Manyara, Serengeti, and people can go 7 day safari there with us, and they can be able to enjoy it, be with our property and see the animals and experience as well culture. And then another thing we do as well is Zanzibar. We send them people to Zanzibar after they finish Kili and safari. People finalize it in Zanzibar. So it's the full package. People can enjoy an adventure of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what are the innovative ideas that you have that made you so successful, especially last year? You came against 51 people honors presented and you were like the top. So I suspect you had a lot of innovation idea that brought people to say you are the best. Is there something that has changed from the time you started, like a few years ago to now into the industry, especially when we went through COVID? So what are the
Yeah,
ideas that you came up with thinking? Yeah.
with this, I must say that when you started beginning and now, there's a big difference. First of all, when we went through COVID, it was really difficult. It was a very hard time, but me and my team managed to go through that together, and we managed to continue. And that one, I think a lot of people. Number one, we do a lot of marketing all over the world. We sell Kilimanjaro. We tell people, and I think a lot of people all over the world know Zara, and they want to go with Zara, and they know Zara is number one for Kilimanjaro. So that's why they vote for us, because a lot of it is customers who have been with us, who enjoyed the service with us, who are happy with us. Yeah.
Yeah. And I heard that you're like a major into safety as well. And also you run
Yeah.
a sustainable business. Tell
Yeah,
me a little
we
bit
do.
about your safety methods and what makes people feel safe.
First of all, we have all our guys are trained on first aid kit, and they understand, they know what to do
Okay.
when they're on the mountain with the client. They have oximeter, they have oxygen, and when the clients feel like not good, we bring them down. And nowadays as well, we have added a helicopter service for people who have their own insurance. When people don't feel very good, we arrange the helicopter to bring them down.
Oh, brilliant.
So
All
all
right.
our team are very
And
well trained. Yeah.
yeah, isn't it? So I think when we talk about safety, we have a lot of bias about Africa. And people want to feel like they have the level of safety, especially something like Mount Kilimanjaro is one of the top mountains in the world, actually. And everybody wants to always climb there, right? I know some of my colleagues who did that. So safety is always a big thing. And when the first thing people think is how safe is this company? So from what I hear, your company is one of the top. Now,
Yeah.
let's talk about your charitable work. How did that come about? I know you tell me your passion with the charitable work and the support of the Maasai women and all that. Tell us a little bit about that. I'm very fascinated about that. Like running a business and doing this is really impressive.
Yeah, because when I started the company, my big aim was to help the community. 1986 when I
Okay.
started, but I used to give them people help, support, just like that. I didn't have a organization. And then 2009,
Yeah.
I opened up Zara Charity. And then first of all, we started with the Mount Kilimanjaro Porters Association. The porters, we open up their own association, and Zara is supporting them. That means each guy, each porter, and each guide, they have their own bank account. We got an insurance for them, and then we do training for them. And then when they need any help, we support them. So that is number one.
Okay.
Number two, We have opened up 2 schools in Ngorongoro with the Maasai children, and we have 100 children in each school. So every year we send them to a primary school, because in Ngorongoro, Maasai land, a lot of children there, a lot of people there don't go to school. So we had to convince the community to talk to them. Education is good, and these kids, when they study later on in life, we can employ them. So it was a lot of struggle to be able to do, but when we talked to them several times, so they managed to bring. So now we have like 200 children every year. We send them to a primary school, and then the mothers of the Maasai women, we train them. We brought them to Karatu. We train them to do different facilities, different stuff, some beads, some stuff. So our clients can come and buy. They can earn a living, so they can take care of their children. So this has been a really ongoing thing. And the same thing as well in the Maasai women, they are doing a honey project. So they do the honey and then they sell it to us. We take it to our properties. So it's like they can see that there is something going on, and they can be able to support their family more than just being at home and just wait for the husbands to bring something. So this has been very successful.
Yeah.
The women are very happy. The children are going. Some of the children, in fact, we employ them now. There are some of them, they finish
Yeah.
school and they come to us, and then we employ them as well to our properties. So I can see a benefit of this and give me a lot of pleasure on this. And in
Mm.
the region of Kilimanjaro, we have about 80 children and their mothers. Most of these women are single mothers. Some of them, they can't
Okay.
afford anything. So now we take the mothers as well. We train them to do sewing stuff. So they sew stuff for our properties, and then we give them, each one of them, a sewing machine so they can be their own entrepreneur. So these ones, they are very excited.
Okay.
We had 5 girls right now. They finished. So now we give them the sewing machine. They can be in a place, and then they can be able to make it and do their own stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Tell me something about the Maasai, because I'm hearing a lot about the Maasai. Who are they exactly? And what is the cultural background of this Maasai? Were they living a little bit like the native
Yeah.
In Australia, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they are
okay.
living like in the nature, in the conservation area, and they are good conservation people who are taking care of the animals. They don't fight with the animals; they live with the animals. So for them, they are living in the Ngorongoro Maasai land. So over there, they take care of
Okay.
their cows, they live their life, and they are happy with what they do. So for us to be able to go and tell them that you can't just be with the children until they grow up, they don't go to school. Let's bring these children to teach them, and then later on. So it was a very complicated thing, but eventually nowadays they understand and they are happy. And then we told them that Zara will take care of them. With the school uniform, some of them we give them the boarding and so on. So it has been very successful. And their husbands, we give them, some of them, security jobs to our properties.
Okay.
So the husband as well now can work in our properties. And the mother can do the job with the beads, the husband can do a security.
Yeah. And did you think that the way they were living was it not, it wasn't necessarily bad, but you just felt like maybe it would be nice for them to also enjoy the modern world?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. And
Yeah.
for them, for the children to get education, we tell them these children
Yeah.
cannot just grow up and be just like this. Will be nice to teach them, and then the kids can grow. So later on in life, these kids can take care of their family. Yeah.
Yeah. How did you manage the resistance? Because I'm sure you probably got some resistance there. How did you,
Of course, a lot
what
of
was your
resistance.
negotiation technique?
I went to see their chief. I
Yeah.
had to go and see the chief for a week, be with him there, try to explain to him. He refused. I came back again and I refused until the third time. I tried to really convince him, and I talked to him and I said, this is in a good faith. We are not going to destroy the culture. The culture will still be there, but we just want to do this education. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And that's brilliant. I think
Yeah.
it's something that it can be challenging because some people live in a certain culture, they feel and they know that what they're self-sufficient, right? It's not that they're in
Yeah.
poverty, they're just self-sufficient. And for you to make them understand that maybe a little bit of education is
Yeah.
good, it's impressive. It's impressive,
Yeah.
especially in that part of the world and everything. And is there anything
Yeah.
else that you do, although apart from supporting the Maasai and the women in the other region?
We
Is
do.
there any
We do.
charitable work that you do?
We do planting of tree around the Mount Kilimanjaro, because the trees. A lot
Oh
of
yeah,
people.
I forgot about
Uh,
that. That's impressive.
yeah,
When did you
yeah.
start
So we
that?
do that one. All our clients, when they arrive, before they climb Kilimanjaro, we ask them to go and plant a tree. So this one, we've been
Oh
planting
wow.
tree around Kilimanjaro. We've been planting tree around schools. We've been planting tree around the area of the of the Kilimanjaro region. So this has been really successful,
Mm.
and it helps a lot. And the client really like it because they can plant a tree and they know in Africa I left something behind.
Yeah. Yeah. You are a trailblazer. You are impressive. I'm actually, when I come to Tanzania, I can't wait to see you because it's
Yeah.
just, I was saying, send me your profile, but then I started looking. I was like, I don't need to ask her. It was just there. It's just impressive what you did so far. And congratulations on your many awards. And
Yeah.
congratulations as well in achieving this, raising a family, whatever. Now, did you have any mentors
Ah,
when you
yes, I had
were
I
going?
had Yeah, I had a mentor who was a friend of mine who was a minister of tourism. I used to go to
Okay.
her, talk to her, and explain. So they helped a lot. My husband was a mentor as well. He was really explaining to me. He was behind the
Okay.
scene, trying to help me out. Ah, Zainab, don't go this way. Do this one. Oh, let's try to do this thing. So it really helped me to get me on a straight manners. And right now, one of my daughters, she does the same thing she brings clients to
Hmm.
Tanzania. My other daughter is helping me with the properties. So it's becoming a family business. The kids as well are helping me on this. Yeah.
Of course, that's amazing. Yeah, because and the thing
Yeah.
is that why I ask you about mentorship is that a lot of time when I talk about people of your status who are doing great things around the world or in their area, they always talk about a mentor, right? And I was a bit curious when you were talking that does she have a mentor? And was this your dream, or is this just fall into place? Do you always dream I'm going to do this business, or it's just because you worked first there and then you're like, okay, I like this? When you were young, were you dreaming about doing this?
Yeah. I was.
The
I was.
tourism?
I was. Yeah.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
that's nice.
Yeah.
So you're living
Yeah.
your dream. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say that in terms of leadership and inspiration, how do you get inspired yourself? What inspires you every day? Because I'm sure even when you go through the challenges and all that, what inspires you to go apart from the support from your husband and your mentorship and the fact that you love it? But is there anything that inspires you?
I think what makes me more happy is to be able to mentor people and they can do something and succeed. That really inspires me and I'm really pleased and I feel very proud
Mm.
about it. It's the same thing like at the gym. I go to the gym every day and I have a ladies there. Everybody's trying their best. They are doing their working out. And I always say, hey guys, go, you can do this. And I always once a month, I invite them all for a lunch or for a dinner to say, you've done very well. And I'm doing skipping, 1,300 Zainab. I say, oh wow, that's super. So once a month, I do something so they have something to look forward at the end of the month. Oh, Mama Zara will take us to a lunch or to go to a challenge or something like that. So it's a
Yeah.
community, it's the people. I love people. I love being with people. I love seeing people succeed and especially women to be able to go somewhere. So I'm very happy to be with people and to feel that, yes, we can do this.
Yeah. But another things that I heard about you, you are an advocate for in the Maasai community. You're an advocate for everything you do, right? So, why was
Yeah.
so important for you to address the injustice that was some of the women were facing in those areas, and what kind of injustice were they facing? What is it about? I
I
know
think
I can see you have a loving heart and you want to help people, but other than that, what made you have the courage to face and to
because
take
what I saw the
control
Maasai
and
women,
face?
the Maasai women, they were just at home doing
Mm.
nothing, just to take care of the children, and they do all the work and the hard work. So I wanted to lift them up for them to feel that they're somebody and they can
Okay.
do something else. So that was my main mentor
Yeah.
to help them with that, and for a man to be able to agree that the women can do it. It was very difficult.
Mm.
It was not something
Yeah.
you could just go there and do that. So to convince the men that these people can do other stuff, they just don't need to be at home and do these things. So they can be able to do at home, but at the same time do other job which can bring them money. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And did
yeah.
you go on your own or did you have a team going with you?
I had a
You know
team.
why I'm
I had a
thinking that
team.
way? Because I remember of the Africa that I grew up with. I know going to the villages, even when my mom had to go to the village to convince the chief about something, it was, you can't go on your own.
And I went
Yeah.
with the team. I went with the team, and even the chief
In a
managed
team.
me to be able to accept me that I could be part of them, an advocate for the Maasai women and Maasai children.
Mm.
And yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This has been a beautiful conversation. I think we can spend an hour talking about your journey. I'm fascinated about you as a person. I'm fascinated about the success. And is there any key word of inspiration that you can leave to people who wants to learn from you and your journey before we finish?
Yeah, I just want to tell everybody, when you have your dream, you need to try to follow your dream and to be able to continue and to struggle and to go through it. Even if there's a brick wall, you can do it. Anybody else can do it. I train a lot of people and everybody did it. And I would say, follow your dream, you'll succeed.
Yeah. Now, following your dream as a woman is, especially as a Black woman, is not always easy. So you were very fortunate to have the support, for example, a mentor in the government, I wouldn't say especially a government, but a mentor outside your home. And also you have a mentor to your husband. I can see you say your husband was very supportive. And that's a blessing,
Mm.
right? And the people
Yeah,
that have, and then you had God. You have God,
yeah,
right? And the
yeah.
people that have interviewed you a lot, they will always tell you that they've been fortunate to have a mentor. But there's so many
Mm.
of women that they try to dream and everything, but they just have the opposition from their husband. Their husband are not supportive at all. Like they're just so scared, but they really want to live their dream. What advice would you give women who are struggling through this situation?
I would say that you don't give up. You need to find a way to be able to get to succeed to your dream. If you can convince your husband, or you
Okay.
can find other way to be able to get that done. Yeah.
Yeah. Dreams are very important, and not
Yeah.
everybody can live their dreams. But well, congratulations to you for all your work. And also for me at GSTV, it has been a tremendous honor to have you. I wish I can have you any longer, but I'm very conscious of the fact that you're a very busy woman.
Yeah.
Is there anything
Yeah.
else you want to add to our is there
I just
anything
want
else
to
you want
thank
to add
you.
to our yeah?
I just want to thank you so much for giving me the chance. And as I said, tell everyone, welcome to Tanzania. Visit Tanzania. Come to see Zara Tanzania Adventure. We'll take care of you. Yeah.
Definitely. And you would definitely see me there because that's one of my bucket lists. Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely, and
You're
I'll be in
most
touch with
welcome.
you. Uh,
Okay.
Mrs. Ansel, I want to thank you. Thanks for attending this conversation, and congratulations again onto your recent award. And I hope to see you soon. So maybe we'll have more
Thank you.
conversation about how to navigate tourisms or anything. But I challenge you, we can have other conversation about the world of tourism in Africa. All right. Okay.
Thank you. Bye
So
bye.
bye
Asante.
everybody. It was good to be here.
Bye.
All right. Take care.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.